after just bringing him in this offseason. So scale of 1 to 10, how big of a mistake was this by LeBron to add Russ to the mix?
Well, look, Rob Pelinka, LeBron, AD, whomever signed off on this. And I think the thing, Skip, the things that make athletes great are the same thing that makes them fallible, is that when we say something is not going to true, they're like, we're going to show you. Everybody tried to say, guys, yes, Russ is a great player, but for what you guys do and for who you are, it's not going to work. LeBron, if D Wade doesn't say, you know what, I'm willing to take a back seat. If Chris Bosh doesn't say, you know what, I'm willing to take a back seat, it doesn't work. If Chris Bosh comes and says, no, I want to be the same guy in Miami that I was in Toronto, which is a 2010 guy, and the offense runs through me. If D Wade says, you know what, hey, bro, it's Wade County, I need my same opportunity, it's not going to work. If Kevin Love goes to Cleveland and says, nope, I'm a back-to-the-basket player, I want my touches, I want my 20, 25 touches a night, it's not going to work.
Kevin, are you going to fit in or fit out?
Right.
Asked LeBron in a tweet.
K-Love says, you know what? I'm going to drop this weight. I'm going to turn myself into a stretch when I've always been a back-to-the-basket player that can shoot the three, but I'll be exclusively outside for the three.
Mm-hmm.
How does Russ, with what he does, LeBron has never really played with a ball-dominant guy other than Kyrie, but Kyrie can shoot the three and he can shoot the mid-range. Something that Russ really is not as efficient as Kyrie is. So now you got a guy that needs the ball as much as LeBron, and you still got AD who demands the ball. Russ
should demand the ball.
Russ has never played with guys like that.
No.
LeBron has never played with a guy like that. AD has never.
Russ did in Oklahoma City, and that's why it blew apart.
But here's the thing with KD. KD didn't need the ball. You should pass the ball to KD. KD catch and shoot. KD can shoot the three.
I'm going back even to the Harden days.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But Harden is not the Harden that he is now. He's a totally different guy.
He was their sixth man.
So for me, Skip, it didn't work because you have too many parts. LeBron has thrived when he has space, when he has shooters. If you look at LeBron, when LeBron has shooters, even though they might be the second ring guys, you see how the floor opens up. Now he's downhill. Nobody's in his way. That's why LeBron likes to take that second unit, and a lot of times it's Malik Monk, the second unit, in which you see LeBron be at his absolute best.
Okay.
It's not working, Skip, and there's no sense in continuously bumping your head against the wall trying to make it work. You've seen enough. It is what it is. Okay, you tried it. It didn't work. That's okay.
What percent of the blame does LeBron deserve for wanting and pushing for Russell Westbrook?
Because I believe there's nothing that comes in to that team without LeBron's blessing.
Not like this move.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, he deserves, and I've said it.
90%?
He's gonna have to own it. Yes, he's 95%. If you want to, hell, you want to give him 100%. Wow. Because I don't believe if LeBron says, nah, bro, I think they had the Buddy Hield deal on the table.
That's what
it is going to be hard for you to move. Skip. When they said, okay, when they went to Washington, and Washington's like, really? We've been trying to get off this $91 million. And y'all going to take it off our hands? I don't know, but Skip, okay, we've had internal discussions. I don't know if another team has had internal discussions about bringing Russ on. That's the thing. We can discuss. I can discuss something with myself. But what if I need something, I got to go talk to another person to try and get it done. So who wants Russ? That's a championship caliber team. Philly shot that down and said, oh, yeah, we like Ben Simmons. Not for Russell Westbrook you won't. Give us Anthony Davis and we'll talk. Give us LeBron and we'll talk. We're not for no Russ. And that's the thing, Skip. I didn't like the move from the jump. I said I didn't like the move from the jump, and now here we are.
So I want to be completely clear for our viewers who might have been half listening. LaShannon Sharp, the fifth horseman in LeBron's inner circle, just publicly condemned LeBron, saying give him 100% of the blame for pushing to sign or bring in
Well, you know
Russell
what?
Westbrook.
Hold on. It's three. It's Rob Pelinka, AD, and LeBron. So everybody get 33 and a third.
Oh, we just dropped it all the way from 100 to 33 and a third.
Because what were the reports? AD and LeBron met with Russ. Rob had already had the deal. Kyle Kuzma said it. I was going to Sacramento. The Buddy Hield deal was a done deal.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, no, you're going to Washington for Russell. So LeBron wanted this, AD wanted this, and then you know what? I'm going to give AD and LeBron most because I think they coerced Rob Pelinka into this deal.
I'm going 100% LeBron because you know and I know the buck stops there with number 6.
AD got some say too, though.
Okay, but not like this man has. And I have no problem. He should have 100% say and 100% blame over this. You know and I know if he had said no, it's not going to happen.
No. Yeah, Buddy Hield would have been there.
That is correct.
He would have been there.
So we both first guessed this. I said this is a disaster.
Yeah.
And yet I always say and compliment LeBron and honor him by saying he's got the highest basketball IQ in the NBA.
Right.
To this moment, he's still got the highest IQ and he's still the best passer in basketball. So what was he thinking? Because Jordan has proven to be a terrible general manager,
right.
a judge of talent. That's not his forte, and it never was his forte when he was a player for the Bulls.
Right.
Because I did give Jerry Krause some credit for saying no to Michael Jordan occasionally. Veto. No.
That might have been the hardest thing. That's the hardest part of his job.
He wanted a lot of Carolina. He wanted Al Wood, as I called him, Al Balsa Wood. And it was a bad idea because that would not have been the right fit for those Bulls.
Right.
So to Jerry Krause's credit, I give him a little bit of, okay, you said no. But nobody can say no to that guy in this franchise because he does run it because he earned the right to run it. Michael just sat back and basically he just played basketball.
Right.
He didn't want to run the franchise. He didn't want the responsibility.
Right.
He wanted no other public responsibility. He didn't want to be a social justice warrior. He didn't want to take any stands. He wanted to hoop.
That's it.
He was going to hoop like nobody could hoop, but the rest of it could just go where it went.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. And I said, this is going to be a disaster. And now I sit back and say, well, I'm sure he hasn't given up on it yet because we still got a long ways to go.
Right.
But we see the handwriting and the report that they're having internal discussions about how can we get out from under this? Should we? And I've been saying that for a month on this show.
Right.
They should try to get out from under it. I just think it's virtually impossible.
With who?
I don't know.
Skip, when it first came to broach, they like John Wall. I said, well, the only logical to get John Wall, you got to find somebody with a comparable contract. The two teams that had the contract that's comparable with when Russ, and they swapped him for John Wall.
Yeah.
Okay, now Russ got $47 million next year. Who want to take that on for what, Skip?
He's 44.2 and 47 million. Nobody's going to take that on after what you've seen or not seen from Russ so far this year.
What pieces do they want? They want LeBron. Well, LeBron's not going anywhere. They want AD. AD's not going anywhere. And they want THT, and they seem to be unwilling to move off THT. Those are the only pieces that you really have to trade. That somebody's like, okay, what you want? We'll take one or three. We'll take all three of those.
Yeah. And the obvious fit would be Russ for Ben Simmons. They're not going to do it. Trust me, they're not going to.
Joel Embiid said, I'm done. Joel Embiid said, I'm done.
No. So I told you from the on, looked at this two ways, is the two-edged sword. He said, if I can pull this off with Russ, and maybe he still believes he can, but if he's saying, if I pull this off, I'll show the whole NBA world I did something nobody thought I could do. If it doesn't work out, Russ is obviously a lightning rod for criticism, where I told you, the guy you called the GOAT, I say phony GOAT, but the GOAT always needs a scapegoat.
Right.
Well, Russ can be the ultimate scapegoat. If this thing goes south, you just say it's his fault, and everybody will agree, starting with you.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? And I bet you can say, I bet you'll say yes to this. Have you ever been in a situation and you've heard guys talk, forget the sport, football, basketball, baseball, and you're like, man, they're really good. They really, articulate their words. They'll be really good on TV. And then you get them on TV next to you, and you're like, that was awful. That's bad TV.
I've known a bunch of ex-star athletes who can, what I call, win the meeting, the pre-show meeting, but they can't do it out here.
And that's the thing.
By the way, what you're doing is extremely difficult. No one has any idea how difficult that is.
Well, I think the thing is, when my first pre-show meeting with you, and you were like, you gonna say that? Yeah, that's exactly what. Like, well, just hold on. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to say everything that you gonna say on TV in the media.
I kept telling you, save it for TV.
Yeah, like, I want to say that. Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, if he can say that on TV, bring
that's exactly where I'm going. And I think the thing is, Skip, with Russ, you look at Russ from a distance, like, the man get trouble doubles. Like a Hardy plate. Man, I get that. It's gonna be easy on me. I can just chill. I can get me another 3-4 years. You're like, well, damn. I still got to do the same amount of work with Russ on the team that I'm having to do if he wasn't on the team. And we're turning the ball over first of all, we turn the ball over more, and we're more of a liability defensively because Russ is atrocious defensively. Let's just put that at the way.
Yeah.
So now they're looking at it like, Damn.
And he's atrocious as a shooter because he's now 32% from three. He's actually been on a little bit of a hot streak for him.
He's really good from the corners, though.
32% from three, and he's 68% as a point guard from the free throw line. It's just not good enough. He is now tied for the lead with James Harden in NBA turnovers, total turnovers. What are we, almost 30 games in? It's just 30 of 82 games.
Right.
You can see where this is heading.
Right.
Can we just please quickly remind everybody of what happened against Orlando? This is 5-23 Orlando, and it ended up being a fairly impressive victory against a bad basketball team. Can we just see Russ's 5 turnovers just this past Sunday night, just to remind everybody this is in a win? Russ, what was that? Did he just dribble it off his foot? I don't know.
No, what was that?
Okay, what was the Russ? Russ, do you have a plan?
We see this all the time.
What is that? If you're in high school, you're yanked for that.
Well, we're giving that one, Skip, because, you know, everybody have more steps on the outbound line during the course of the game. Everybody does that. So we're giving that one.
Russ?
That one.
Russ, are you there? Are you with us? He has no conscience. You watch his face after the turnovers, and there's never any, my bad.
Yeah.